first doctor arrived in Princeton sometime in the latter part of 1900, a man by the name of H.A. Willans, who was a McGill University graduate originally from Ottawa, Ontario. He built a house on Bridge Street opposite the school and later one on Kenley Avenue. The first surgery believed to be performed in the Similkameen was at the hands of Dr. Willans, with the assistance of neighboring doctors from Granite Creek, Dr. McPhail, and Dr. Sutton, who performed an appendectomy on a patient with appendicitis. Although this was a rare ailment for the time, the surgery proved to be entirely successful. The first telephone used in the Similkameen was for the purpose of a medical call. On February 23rd of 1905, Dr. Willans was called to be informed of a young boy who had fallen on ice and fractured his kneecap outside of town. As the nearby town of Hedley grew in stature, Dr. Willans left Princeton in favor of its neighboring populace in 1906, the same year that Hedley had established a designated hospital. He was succeeded by Dr. Schoen from Greenwood. Just a few years later, a hospital board was officially designated in Princeton as of 1911. And after several years in the making, the Princeton Hospital opened its doors in March of 1913 for an initial cost of $5,000. From 1901 to 1911, the population of Princeton grew from about 200 residents to 900. It seemed the hospital was much needed as an addition was built only 1 year later for the cost of $2,600, and by 1931, a new right wing was built at the cost of $28,000, which more than doubled their accommodations. As a result, a nurse's home was also constructed on the property in 1937. Although the hospital treated a number of ailments, including the influenza epidemic that struck the area in 1918, which affected countless patients and staff members, they did refuse to treat alcoholics and tuberculosis cases, believing that they required special institutions for their treatment out of respect to the other patients at the hospital. Once hospital insurance was introduced in British Columbia in 1949, the hospitals were more or less put under the supervision of the provincial government. However, in 1973, the old General Hospital was demolished and a new building was erected in its place, a building which continues to be in use in Princeton to this day.